Hey team, this is George. Welcome to week 4. Can you believe that's where we're headed? So far, discussions and assignments and everything has been looking really good. So I appreciate the amount of effort that it takes to get us to that place where we're doing things at a high level. Also, throughout our entire class, we're going to be looking into APA style, APA style, APA style. I put a question in our announcement. It should be the announcement that's going to be right below this. Feel free to respond to those and just share your knowledge with APA style because that is the style of writing that we use in psychology. So just want to help everybody get better, 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 and better with it because it does matter. It shows our professionalism, and no one's ever the ultimate expert. So we always want to just practice, practice, and share. That's what we want to do. So we're going to be looking at childhood disabilities. And what I'm going to talk about now is our week due Monday, week 5, is the advancing development paper. Part 1 is going to be due. And if you look at the assignment overview, you're going to be looking at a scenario. Maria, she's 43 years old. She's a refugee from Cuba. She just came to the United States with her two children, Isabel, who's 13, and Carlos, who is 3. So we have 3 separate stages of life that people are looking at this move to from the United States as a refugee. So they're having 3 completely different experiences. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at these assignment instructions here, and you're going to choose one of the family members. You're going to describe the chosen individual's physical, social, emotional, cognitive, spiritual, moral development. Now, one thing, when you look at assignment instructions and they have these nice bolded statements, use those as headings in your paper. So your paper is going to first have an introduction, but we're not going to call it introduction. We're going to put the title of the paper non-bolded centered to meet APA style. And then you're going to give a brief overview of the person that you chose. So now remember, in this scenario, we're not given all the facts. So you're going to have to help tell this story. So you're going to have to help tell Maria's story from Maria's perspective, Isabel's story from Isabel's perspective, Carlos's story from Carlos's perspective. So think about that and really put yourself in their position if you can. Use as much empathy as you can to try to feel where they are and really tell their story because that's what all the missing data is about. It's about telling their story. So we're going to look at it from their story from the perspective of physical development, social emotionative, cognitive, and spiritual moral development, which we've gone through previously. So it's going to be a good way to kind of tie everything together. And that's part 1. So just introduction, you're going to have a title page on your paper. You're going to have in the if you want, try to write an abstract. That could be a fun challenge to do because abstracts that's the first thing anybody's going to read of your paper. So you want to make those interesting to kind of grab the reader in. And then the main part of your paper, you're going to put the title of your paper non-bolded center, and then the paragraph or 2 that follow is the introduction. And then you're going to choose, or you've already chosen, that's why you can give a major introduction of Maria, Isabel, Carlos as a family unit, and then which person you chose, you can build that into a second paragraph, which is always a great way to go. And then you can jump into your physical development, social, emotional, cognitive, and spiritual, moral development. So think about that and think about really creating their story and just kind of follow the script for the directions here. And then we're going to follow it up with a compare and contrast your chosen person's stage of development with the other 2. So that's kind of how you're going to conclude the paper. So I know it doesn't say, they don't have anything in bold, but you could say contrasting, you put their names, or you can come up with a better heading than that. So any questions, please feel free to contact me, and I hope this little explanation helped.